I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to be talking about It, the adaptation of the Stephen King novel. There's been a lot of great Stephen King novels and adaptations of those books that have gone to film. Some of my favourites include Stand By Me, Shawshank Redemption, and The Shining. Some of my favourite movies of all time, The Shining and Shawshank Redemption, both brilliant, and Stand By Me of course. So going into this movie, I had high expectations, not quite as high as those movies. Obviously they're truly brilliant films, I couldn't really expect it to be that good. However, there was a lot of good buzz around the movie, so coming into this movie I was expecting a good film. And overall, I feel like I got that. It is about a group of kids, losers, outsiders, in their high school, and they end up getting terrorised by an evil demonic clown who preys off their fear, called Pennywise, and they have to band together, get over their fears and destroy Pennywise for good. Now, overall I thought this movie was really, really good, and there had a lot of definite positives about it. One of the main positives being all the kids in the movie are fantastic. I think they all did a great job. However, overall I think that Jaeden Lieberher, who plays Bill in the movie, he has quite a powerful emotional centre. He's probably the most powerful emotional centre to the movie, and I think he gives a really great performance. He has a speech impediment in the movie, a stutter. You probably think I have a speech impediment because I can't speak today, but seriously, he's really great in the movie, and I thought that he did that really well. I thought that overall he's a well-rounded performance. I also thought that Sophia Lillis, I believe that's her name, who plays Beverly, was also excellent. She has a very dark backstory, and I thought she dealt with that really well. I thought the performance was really well rounded, and I thought she really gave a great performance in the film. I'll give credit to all the other kids in the movie, but I think those were the two standouts for me. Also, Bill Skarsgard as Pennywise is absolutely terrifying in this movie. He gives a fantastic performance as this clown. He's so menacing, so scary, and so creepy. The makeup for him is brilliant, but I think overall his physical performance, how he projects his voice, everything, he's really, really great in this film. I also thought that Andy Muschietti, who directs the movie, it's really well directed, this movie. The composition of shots, the movement, the setup of these scares was really well constructed, and I thought that it was a very, very well directed movie, and I can see him making quite a few other movies in the future, because he's obviously got talent, and this was a very well directed film. Now to get on to the negatives of it. They're kind of nitpicks, but one of the main things is it definitely homages or shadows other Spielberg movies and Stephen King adaptations, specifically Stand By Me. The sort of banding together of losers against not just the clown, obviously, which is nothing to do with Stand By Me, but there's a group of punk kids that bully them, and it definitely reminded me of Stand By Me a lot. One of the characters was like so reminiscent of Kiefer Sutherland's character in Stand By Me. It was quite obvious. He also, that character specifically, has a weird arc where they sort of build him up and this backstory, and then it kind of just, his arc just sort of falls off a cliff. It's kind of very, very weird. It also has several visual cues that reminded me of several Spielberg movies. There's a certain one which reminds me a lot of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, sort of a silhouette against sort of an orange background, use of light. That was very reminiscent of that. Obviously, if you watch the series Stranger Things, it's very reminiscent of that. Of course, the book was written long before Stranger Things was a thing, but it is very reminiscent of that. My other negative with the movie is really its finale. It kind of feels a bit messy in times. The construction of it feels probably the most loose and messy of the whole movie. There's a few things that are slightly unexplained, and I feel like it's a little bit confusing, a little bit disorientating at times. It's probably some of the weaker parts of the movie. But overall, I thought that it was very, very good. Also, I'll just mention that this movie has one of the most blatant sequel setups I've ever seen. It doesn't even try to pretend like it's not trying to set up a sequel. It literally more or less tells you there's going to be a sequel. It's the most blatant thing I've ever seen. Which just continues the the idea that everything has to be made a sequel of if it's successful. And obviously this movie is good, but seriously, do you have to be so blatant about it? Jesus. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on this movie because I'm really not. I really enjoyed it overall. I thought the kids' performances were excellent. Bill Skarsgard is really, really terrifying as Pennywise. It's a really well directed and polished movie, even if the finale is a little bit messy. And it does obviously homage a lot of other Stephen King and Spielberg movies. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. So there you go, that's my review of it. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you next time. If you liked it, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. What's your favourite Stephen King adaptation? Mine is The Shawshank Redemption, as I said, closely followed by Stand By Me and The Shining. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.